Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is JP the Outlaw, here to give you my Monday Night Raw review. January the 22nd, 2018. Now, they start off the show with Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman cuts a fantastic promo, okay, especially on the crowd in Georgia. Now, Vince McMahon pretty much comes out and piggybacks off of what Paul Heyman said about the crowd in Georgia. After that, they were interrupted by Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman feels slighted, being caused his WWE Universal Championship shot at the Royal Rumble. Now, they go on to talk about Finn Balor. Finn Balor has been thrown into this championship match. He's earned his spot, defeating John Cena and I think two other people in a fatal four-way last week. Finn Balor comes out, of course, saying that, nobody supported me but the fans, which is true. Paul Heyman stated earlier in his promo, which he talked very slowly, which I thought was a nice touch to gain proper crowd heat. But he talked very slowly to break it down to the tards inside of Georgia. He told Vince McMahon to do the same thing. But in saying that, what he said here was that, again, nobody, okay, believes in Finn Balor. Everybody believes in Brock Lesnar. I thought this was a great promo. I think they should do a little bit more with Braun. I think he should have lost to Finn Balor, properly losing his number one contendership. But they pretty much cleared that up here when the next match is Finn Balor versus Braun Strowman, which was pretty much a big man, little man match. Toss Finn Balor around a little bit. Of course, outside interference from Brock Lesnar. He was outside, just sitting by ringside. He wasn't on the commentary desk. And pretty much got involved towards the tail end of this match, causing Finn Balor to win here. Braun picks up a win, which is fine, because Braun needs whatever he can get at this moment. He remembered his line this week, so I have nothing to say about Braun Strowman not being ready, even though we all know Braun Strowman is not ready for the main event. Kane was a big monster heel back in the 90s, wasn't ready for the main event. The Undertaker, big monster heel in the 90s, only had 3 title reigns. Just saying. We go on to an in-ring promo from Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush. They have a pretty much a decent promo here, hyping the fact that there won't be any more open challenges for the Intercontinental Championship. That's an old thing. Kids do that shit. Pretty much shitting on Seth Rollins' open challenges. They come out for a pose-off to give the crowd the chance to look at a Greek god, quote-unquote, made out of fucking harmony, Bobby Lashley. Their words, not mine, people. Don't get mad at me. I'm just relaying. With that being said, out comes Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews pretty much challenges Bobby Lashley to a pose-off, which the Apollo Crews got a lot of good fanfare. Now, that prompts a match between the two, Bobby Lashley, Apollo Crews. Decent match here. Nothing major to ride home about. Of course, Bobby picks up the win. I see that they're pushing Apollo just a touch. I don't mind it. I think they could do a lot more. I wouldn't put Apollo versus Bobby Lashley. That's damn near the same person. You dig me? They look exactly alike. One has a beard, one doesn't. Yeah, we're moving on past that. Of course, Bobby Lashley picks up the win. Do more with Lio Rush on a Monday. I think Lio Rush should have a lot more contests, a lot more in-ring matches. Just throwing it out there for Monday. I think he's a great talent that's just not being used right. Seth Rollins comes out. All right. He pretty much celebrates MLK Day, which is Martin Luther King Day. Now, mind you, the segment before this had 2 black wrestlers. Wouldn't you think? No racism here. Even though last year he hit the curve stomp on Finn Balor to close out the show on last year when it fell on MLK. Okay, so I guess this is a step in the right direction. I don't know what they were trying to do here. I would have let just to take Bobby Lashley a touch more seriously. I would have let Lio Rush cut this promo as far as being grateful and thankful for Martin Luther King Day, even though they're working heel, you can still get in a solid promo. That's like 5 minutes. You can even segue off of that, you know. He goes on to say that he's pretty much taking his shot at the WWE champion at WrestleMania. He claims to win the Royal Rumble, does Seth Rollins. Out come Drew McIntyre. Okay, they have words. And pretty much they say, you know, Drew says you're not going to win this championship. Not while I'm still here. You suck. They go on to have a fantastic match as far as, you know, I think this is like the third match in. First time in a long time where you're not overpowered by segments on a Monday Night Raw episode. But this was a great, decent match. I think Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre play very well off each other. I think that once you take Brock Lesnar out the title picture, you instantly install Drew McIntyre with Seth Rollins if Seth Rollins wins the Universal Championship at WrestleMania 35. That would be my next move if it's me. Drew McIntyre is believable. I can get behind him. Pretty much said Dean Ambrose in the backstage segment pretty much upset with the fans for not giving a fuck that he lost the Intercontinental title. Who cares? You're a loser. Lucha House Party versus Jinder Mahal and the Sin Brothers in a 6-man matchup. Just a side note here, Jinder Mahal is a former WWE champion. He's literally losing to the Lucha House Party. No offense against the Lucha House Party, but I'm just saying, I spent all of 2016, 2017, 2016 I think it was, building up Jinder Mahal just to take a loss on national TV, okay, to the Lucha House Party. That's just my opinion. Okay, you're booking his ass backwards at this point. In-ring segment with Elias. He comes out, greets the crowd. He sings along and so on and so forth. Out comes Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin felt some type of way that Elias set him up to get pretty much killed by Braun Strowman last week. Elias goes on to say, to tell Baron Corbin, there we go. Elias goes on to tell Baron Corbin, didn't you get fired from being GM? Why are you still wearing a vest and dress slacks? What's going on? That prompts their matchup, which pretty much was the tell of this, was the tell of Monday Night Raw. You'll get an in-ring segment, and then you'll prompt a match with the guy that's already in the ring with you. So that's pretty much was the running of this weekly episode of Monday Night Raw. Of course, Baron Corbin picks up a win here. Not that great of a match. It's nothing really to write home about. In-ring segment with Alexa Bliss talk show, where she invites all the women of the Royal Rumble out to have a conversation, pretty much put in their 5 minutes of fame, and fight breaks out. Brawl. Alexa Bliss tries to break it up and really wanted to, you know, you're killing my credibility as a official talk show host, and they break out into another brawl, which spills into the backyard. You caught him in gorilla position back there. Again, why is Alexa Bliss here? Okay. I understand you want to get all the women on the TV show. Okay, that's fair. You can have a fight break out in the back. You don't need Alexa Bliss to prompt that fight. That's all I'm saying. Heavy Machinery in action. What the fuck? Holy shit. Last week they was jizzing all over the brand new women's tag team titles. Now they're in an in-ring segment. Now they're in a match against the Ascension. Their debut match on Monday Night Raw. The Ascension has absolutely done nothing. They fell into... I forgot that they were hired with the WWE, to be honest with you. Freaking, great... Pretty much a great gimmick match here. You had the Heavy Machinery take on the brunt of the work. They showcased themselves pretty well. I think give them a couple more weeks before we start talking tag team championship. Okay? Here goes the kicker of the night. You're gonna love this, guys. Fucking Bobby Roode and Chad Gable versus the Revival for the WWE Tag Team Championships. Now, let me make a notable mention that you had Kurt Hawkins on referee duty. Okay, just put that in the back of your mind. This was a decent match. Going into a little detail here, it seems as though the Revival was struggling to get their offense off against Chad Gable and Bobby Roode, but somehow managed to pretty much get them in a roll-up predicament, or let's say Bobby Roode rolled up Scott Dawson. After rolling them up, they pretty much pick up the win here, retain the tag team championships. The Revival go start attacking Kurt Hawkins. Out comes Zack Ryder. Okay, now, just dipping you in the moonshine a little bit, I think it was 2003, where you had Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins a part of the Edgeheads. Edge old faction. So, a great homage, and the WWE does this all the time. They does this all the time. All right, we can't get it done with this tag team. Let's go in the back. Let's go into the mucky waters. Let's pick two guys that used to tag team, but we split them up for no absolute fucking reason. Let's put them back together, and let's see what we can do. And this is pretty much what the WWE does. Okay? And, I don't have a problem with them using people that they're not using. I would like to see Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder form a decent tag team. Probably even get a title shot. But I wouldn't do it on Raw. I would probably move these two to SmackDown. That would be my opinion. Promo from Ronda Rousey about Sasha Banks. She's trying to figure out where she went wrong. What did she say to Sasha Banks to offend her? Me personally, this whole storyline is bullshit. If you are the number one contender for the women's championship, why the fuck are you worried about what I'm saying? Sasha Banks version, rather. Ronda Rousey as a, let's say, babyface champion, you're supposed to put off this bravado of being unbeaten, undefeated, untouched. So you're supposed to put that out there. And when you don't, you come off as a little prissy bitch. My opinion. So the promo was pretty much pointless. She's pretty much backpedaling, trying to backpedal all the shit she said in the past week while I'm saying new shit. And Sasha Banks quickly addresses this inside the ring. Okay, saying that she earned her spot fighting other women. She thinks Sasha Banks is entitled, which, if anybody on the WWE roster is entitled, it's Ronda Rousey. So, that's like a slap in the face. That's like the fucking teacher's pet coming to you saying, hey, I'm the teacher's pet because of so. Right. Pretty much a decent match here with a decent tag team match. Ronda Rousey and Natty versus the Boss and Hug Connection. Pretty much decent, like I said, decent match. Sasha Banks picks up the win here for her team. She puts the bank statement onto Natalya, who taps out in the middle of the ring. Pretty much a big stare down between the two women, Ronda Rousey and Sasha Banks, before the show closes and goes off the air. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been your review of for Monday Night Raw. Nothing really to go home about. Couple of notable mentions in my final notes. Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre put on a fantastic match. If you got time during the course of your day, please go check it out. The WWE is still doing absolutely nothing to fix the problems that they have. I feel as though that they're mixing it up a little bit. They're shuffling things around, but they're not addressing the issues. And I think that's what's going to, again, with those startup promotions like an AEW and whatever else you want to throw out there, that's what's going to gravitate eyes towards those other promotions. You have to fix the problems. You don't come out on an episode of Monday Night Raw shitting all over the crowd. Not only the owner, but every heel that comes out after the owner shits on the crowd. You don't want that. You have to put the baby faces in there. Let the baby faces say something positive, and then let the owner shit on the crowd. Okay? Just my way of booking. I'm sorry. That's the way I was taught. Going for a cheap pop, make the cheap pop make sense. Don't fucking just do the shit because you can. I'm getting all the way tired of Vince McMahon popping up for no random reason. Yeah, they're really not addressing the issues here. The tag team match was pretty much decent. I would like for the Revival to win the tag team championships before they leave the WWE, because it's only a matter of time. Ronda Rousey and Sasha Banks, I'm interested. I think they could have won another way with this feud. But we'll talk about that in our predictions episode coming up next week. So, I got that already written out. I want you guys to have a safe and blessed day. My final quote here is, like I said before, take care of yourself and everything else will be better. You can't help nobody if you don't take care of you. I'm JP the Outlaw. I'm getting out of here. Peace and grease. Y'all be safe.